enough to help bring down the Earth Service government and shake the foundations of worlds, human and non-human, across known space, then taken flight with very little forethought. "Well," Inspector Grissom grinned, "this looks like it's going to take a little paperwork, eh?" When Alacrity nodded emphatically, the man gave the other customs officials the eye. They made sure no one else was around to interrupt. The two guards wandered off so as not to take notice of what was about to happen. They'd get their cut later. "God bless lunar flexibility," Floyt implored. Grissom turned out to be very understanding that Dr. von Kribdeath and Prof. Malarkey came from a place with no formal travel documentation, a world Alacrity specified as Sweet Baby's Arms, which might or might not exist. The fact that Alacrity was dressed in the outfit of a breakabout, a working interstellar spacer, and Floyt wore an ancient-style Terran tuxedo, white tie with black tails, didn't seem to shake the inspector's faith in them one whit. Until, that is, Alacrity, leaning across the counter and speaking privily, could produce only a few dozen ovals and a handful of spiken ducats, plus small denomination odds and ends. Customs Inspector Grissom then frowned. "Are you being cute, boys?" We can get you more," Floyt heard Alacrity murmur as the other officials pressed closer. "Good," Grissom said. "You can wait right here in the holding pen while somebody fetches it on down." A woman inspector had her finger close to a call button, ready to summon back the guards. Floyd's gut suddenly tightened. He knew Alacrity would do just about anything to avoid being dragged back to Earth, but Floyt wasn't sure he was really up to dodging, dashing, and fighting his way through lunar customs, and was painfully aware that Alacrity rarely consulted him on such matters before throwing the first punch. "Well, it's not exactly like that," Alacrity admitted, and Floyt saw him casually glance to the inspector who held the guns. Floyt found his heart beating very fast. The man was some distance away and, moreover, had the two pistols. Alacrity's had been called a dinosaur gun, while Floyd's Webley was loaded with Chicago popcorn, dum-dums notched all the way down to the case mouths. "But it'll really be worth your while," Alacrity maintained. "Believe me, it will. You know me. Look, we'll go get it for you, be back inside an hour, and you can hang on to our guns." Grissom considered that for a moment. The reproduction Webley and the captain's sidearm, passed down from Alacrity's father, were plainly valuable, but the inspector had several co-workers and a couple of guards to satisfy, and maybe a superior or two to grease. Alacrity saw him thinking it through and about to discard it. He turned to Floyt. "Ho, give me your inheritor's belt." Floyt hesitated for a moment, then unclasped the inheritor's belt from around his middle. It was a heavy ring of red gold plaques. He and Alacrity had chanced to cross light years to claim it and the inheritance it represented, becoming friends in the doing, through hardship, misery, and intermittent glory, after starting out as near enemies. The belt meant a lot to Floyt, and had a much higher value than its intrinsic worth, if the two could get to the right spot to use it, since it gave Floyt the prerogative of asking favors of other inheritors. But it was useless if they were detained at customs and dragged back to Earth. Floyt set it on the counter, the plaques chiming. They saw from Grissom's face that it was nearly a deal, but it was quite a chance that the inspector was taking. "Tell you what, men. One of you stays, the other goes and gets the rest of the money. That's all I can do for you." "How long can it be before the Terrans raise the howl?" Alacrity agonized. They were on borrowed time already. Earth Service had dragooned him into shepherding Floyt across interstellar space, costing him months of irreplaceable time, just as he was about to embark on the mission that centered his life. To achieve his purpose was worth any risk to him. To be chanceried on Earth would be ruin worse than death. Without seeming to, he took a fix on the customs man with the handguns, getting ready to move.